Hi Cancer, welcome to November. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com, and I'm getting ready to do your love reading for November, and I want to create some good energy around this reading. So I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel, and thank you for commenting. I read all the comments. I really appreciate you taking the time out to comment. And thank you also for those of you who have ordered readings. I've really loved working with all of you. And it's always good to meet new people. And it's good to know that I can help someone with these readings. So let's see what's happening. We've got a full moon in Taurus on November 4th. And that's favorable to you because as a Cancer, Taurus and Cancer. And plus the full moon is, the moon is in Cancer and the sun is in Scorpio. And Scorpio is your sister sign. And then we have a new moon in Scorpio. And so let me see what signs this is going to affect. For Cancer, the full moon will be your 11th and 5th houses will be activated. And that's children, creative projects. The 11th house is the house of hopes and dreams and friendships, groups you belong to. So something is coming to a culmination where you're wrapping up some project, some creative project that is going really well, and you're going to get some recognition for it. Or you could be connecting with groups of people that is going to bring you financial prosperity. I feel like you're going to have some financial prosperity. And then you have the new moon in Scorpio. And that's going to be affecting your 5th house. So that's, again, it could be a new romance, or it could be a new child coming into your life, or even a creative project that's going to bring you a lot of happiness. So let's see what's going on with the cards. Let's see what the cards say. I'll get more into the astrology as we go on with the reading. So, what does Cancer need to know about love for the month of November? Love and relationships. What does Cancer need to know for the month of November? Anything important coming up? The 5th house. Cancer they love children. Ace of Cups. Page of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. The Judgment card. The 7 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles. I love it when the cards follow the astrology. The 5 of Swords and the Hangman. Because I was feeling career success for you when I was looking at your chart. Especially since you have Uranus. Venus is opposing Uranus. And Uranus is in your 10th house right now. So with Venus in the 4th, you're going to be fixing up your home. So you might get some, maybe you get a raise or promotion, or some money's coming in, and you're going to use it to make your house more beautiful. Anyway, that's just an aside. The Ace of Cups for November. This is a beginning. New beginning in love. All aces are beginnings. And the cups are emotions. So you may be either starting a new relationship, or in a current relationship, you may have a new beginning, a new way of loving. I think you've been working on yourself. You have this Page of Swords here. This is a card of, it has a couple of meanings. So you could be dealing with a child that can be a little bit difficult. Pages can sometimes be children. So for some of you, you might be trying to have a new start with a child, or, in some way that has been challenging. And maybe you're learning to accept the person for who they are. In a love relationship, it could mean that if you just met someone, you may need to look a little bit more carefully at the person, look deeper. Because a lot of times when we first meet someone, we idealize that person, and we don't see their flaws, or we don't want to see them. And with Neptune connected to this full moon, you may not be seeing things clearly in a new relationship. This is only for new relationships. If you're in a current relationship, you probably know what the truth is by now. But if you're in a new situation, you want to make sure that you're seeing things, that you're not idealizing someone, that you're seeing the person for who they really are. If you're in a current, in any way, the Page of Swords can sometimes represent gossip or spying. So for some of you, if you're in a relationship and you're tempted by somebody else, you want to be careful. You may think like nobody's noticing. You know, you might be flirting around and you think no one's noticing, but people are noticing and people might be talking. That could be another aspect of this card. It could also represent that you have to have a difficult conversation with someone. Maybe, you know, you're trying to make a relationship better and you want to have a new start in an existing relationship, but you want to be able, but you have to talk about sensitive things, delicate things, and you have to remember with the Page of Swords, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you're looking to have a conversation that can lead to healing and lead to a new beginning, choose your words carefully. And, you know, because Cancer, you're very sensitive. Cancer, you get your feelings, so you have to be just as equally sensitive with other people. Just like you get your feelings hurt when someone says something about you, or it can be critical, or you might feel hurt, so can the other person. So choose your words carefully if you're trying to resolve a conflict in a relationship this month. Especially if you're dealing with children, because your 5th and 11th houses are activated this month. So children are very sensitive, and they could be rebelling because not so much, you know, it could be the way, like the tone that you're using. So just try to be a little bit more diplomatic when you're correcting someone, so you don't deal with someone's acting out. Now, in the past, you have this 10 of Pentacles, so you're doing okay financially. This is a card of financial security. If you're in a relationship, you're feeling safe and secure. You feel like I've got the home I've always wanted, or, you know, I'm making a good salary right now, or I feel safe. I feel secure. The Judgment, in your recent past, you've really been working on yourself. You've been trying to get rid of bad habits, or, you know, improve your life in some way. You've had some kind of awakening where you realize, you know what, I have to change my life. I can't go on. If there's certain things I keep doing, there's certain bad habits, I have to change that. I have to, you know, work on myself. And that in turn is going to help your relationship. So with the Judgment card, you're changing on the inside. And because you're feeling stronger within, your needs may be changing. The things that you've wanted in the past may be changing. Your dreams may be changing. You have new goals, new dreams that you didn't think you could do before, and now you know you can do them. So now you're like thinking, oh, you have new horizons that you want to explore. The 7 of Cups coming up in the future, you have a lot of options open to you. So if you're not involved in a relationship, there could be a lot of opportunities. You know, there could be several people that you can choose from. And you haven't really been taking any action. You've been just thinking about it, thinking about the choices, being stuck in the choices. So you're going to have to make a decision in November. You're going to have an opportunity for a new beginning in either romance or friendship. There are going to be some chances for new beginnings, new love relationship. It could not, maybe not marriage, but at least dating for those of you who are not in a relationship. And you're going to have to make some choices. And if it's a career situation, you may have some career options on the table as well. Because you've got the 3 of Pentacles in your environment. This is a card of recognition, career recognition. So word is getting out that you're really good at what you do. And so you may get some people wanting to get you on their team. You may get some job offers in November. The 7 of Wands. This is a card of standing up for what you believe in and standing your ground and setting boundaries. So it's possible in a relationship, because I'm seeing these cards, these 3 sword cards, the 5 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, the Page. There could be some conflict. Maybe you're dealing with someone's hostility. Someone is not behaving properly. Maybe they're being sarcastic when they talk to you, or They're not considering their tone. There's that, because this is a card of communication, and this is a card of dealing with someone's hostility. So you may have to set the boundary and say, hey, you know, I don't like the way you're talking to me. You need to use different words, different tone when you talk to me. So it could be because, you know, with the 5th house being activated, it could be a child that's part of the mix that you're having a problem with. Or it could be in a relationship. It could be a new relationship where you need to look a little bit more close at the person, dig deeper. And it could also mean that if there's competition, you have the upper hand. That you have the ability to overcome whatever problems or obstacles are in your way. You just have to be realistic. Because with this 5, the 5 of Swords, you can feel victimized in a situation. And sometimes you just can't change like a person. You may feel like, well, I want to change this person. I don't like the way they are. The 5 of Swords is saying you can't change the situation. It is what it is. You either accept it or you walk away. So you can negotiate. You can, you know, maybe choose your words carefully, but you have to accept that the situation has limitations that you can't change. There are some things that can't be fixed. You have to just accept them. And with the 2 of Swords here, I feel like you're trying to make some type of decision. So it could be a relationship decision where you're deciding to stay or go. Or do I fix what I have now? Can I fix what I have now? Or do I move on to something better? Because you have the Hangman here and the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords comes up when you're on the fence, trying to decide what path to take. And in a relationship, it could be that maybe you've had some words with someone, and it's basically a sound relationship because you have the 10 of Pentacles here. So it could be just like an argument where you might have had a falling out with someone. Maybe some gossip. It had to do with gossip, or you're feeling victimized. So with the 2 of Swords, if you've had a falling out with someone, both people are waiting, like you're both waiting for the other person to make the first move. Like you want to reach out to that person, but as a Cancer, you know, you don't really like confrontation. So you're kind of like avoiding the issue, and you're waiting or hoping that the other person will contact you first. This is a card of you really need to have a conversation with someone. And you need to put your cards on the table. You need to be honest in your feelings. And so if you may be the one that has to break the ice, is what I'm saying. You may be waiting for the other person, but the other person is not going to budge. They're just as stubborn, or they're just as reticent. So one of you has to break the ice. If you really care about this person, then you might have to be the one to do that. On the other hand, while this is all happening, you've got this 3 of Pentacles, which is career success. So whatever you're dealing with in a relationship, you're also experiencing career success at the same time. So you may be trying to decide as well, maybe somebody has offered you a new position, or you have this opportunity to move on to another place. With the Hangman here, a part of you doesn't want to give up what you have because you really like what you have, although there are certain things that are not ideal. Certain things are broken about it. You know, where you're feeling like you like the position, but you're feeling victimized in some way. Maybe you're not getting paid what you're worth. I don't know. But so you're having to decide: do I move on because this job is paying me more money? I really like where I'm at, but it has some problems that I know we're not going to be able to be fixed. I have to accept, this situation. So you're going to be making that decision. And the Hangman is saying, take your time. You might be feeling like you're in limbo, nothing's moving, nothing's happening. Just take your time with your decision. Things are going to work out, but you just have to be a little bit more patient. In a relationship, but you do have great career opportunities and new beginnings. where you could be doing work that you really love, that could be creative, that really speaks to you. In a relationship situation, you may feel victimized. You may feel like you've been betrayed by someone. Because sometimes the hangman surrounded by these swords can mean you feel like someone betrayed you. Like maybe there was someone you were really close to, a good friend or a romantic partner, and you thought that you could trust them, and then you heard some news and you feel like either they were gossiping about you or you feel victimized in some way. And so that could have caused a falling out, and you're trying to decide what to do. The Seven of Cups. So right now you're just not, you're stuck in the choices. You're not moving. You're not making a decision. You're waiting for the other person to contact you. Well, you might be waiting a little bit longer because the hangman is saying this is not going to be resolved overnight. This is something that you really have to start to see things from both sides. It may not be an easy solution. So if you're thinking of retaliating against someone, don't do it because you're both going to get hurt. The hangman is saying, you know, you have to learn to look at things from a different angle. You know, you may feel justified on your side, but the other person feels equally justified on their side. So it's not an easy fix. It can be fixed through communication, but you're going to have to choose your words carefully and be a little bit more gentle. Maybe your communication style is a little bit harsh. That's just going to create more problems. So if you ever do break the ice with the person and talk to them, you can work things out, but you're going to have to compromise, and you're going to have to be a little bit gentler in your communication, because you may be dealing with someone who's very sensitive, and they may see your communication as too harsh or too, you know, it's a delicate situation. So the way I'm looking at, though, there is potential for a new beginning, though. You just have to accept that this relationship has some limitations. That you won't be able to fix everything. You may have to learn to live with certain things. And, you know, no relationship is perfect. We're all human, and some people just come with baggage, and that's who they are. And you have to you could say, well, they have a lot of good qualities. This one quality I don't really like, but if I can live with it, you know I can't change it. This is who they are. I will, you know, try to make it work. So that's what you're kind of up against. You're not going to be able to change the person, but you just have to figure out a way to negotiate or to navigate this situation. And you can have a new beginning. Now, just be careful if you're going to have any conversations around the 18th, when Mars is squaring Pluto. That would not be a good time to bring up anything volatile, because that could just blow up with Mars and Pluto. You can get into a heated discussion. So I would avoid that day. If you're going to talk to someone, I would, you know, wait till that aspect passes, because it could turn violent. I mean, when Mars is passionate and anger, Pluto is, you know, amps it up to nuclear degree. I mean, you just don't want to get involved in a conflict when Mars is squaring Pluto, because it could lead to violence, or it could just lead to anger, intense anger, where you both say things you don't mean. And especially, I think, if I remember correctly, it's affecting your 4th and 7th house. So you could be blowing up with someone at home. Mars in the 4th house, there's conflict at home. And it's affecting your relationships, 7th house. So you could be fighting over some housing issue. You want to be careful that it doesn't lead to go over the top. You know, something may come to a head, but so you may be moving away from something and moving into something else. If it comes to it, if it's a home thing, you know, maybe you're fighting career, you know, work-life balance issues, or it could be fighting around the house, because maybe you want to fix up the house one way and your partner wants to do it a different way, and you're fighting over it. Just lay low on that day. Don't bring up anything volatile when Mars and Pluto are that. So you have an opportunity for a new beginning. Just don't have a delicate conversation when Mars is squaring Pluto. But in the meantime, you have great career cards. And you do have an opportunity for new romance or new if you can resolve this conflict in a favorable way, you have an opportunity for a new beginning. So it's up to you, Cancer. Just choose your words carefully. And go be gentle when you're breaking the ice. And welcome your career success and your recognition. You are valued. You are the master craftsman. You are very good at what you do. So be proud of that. So that's my, you know, around the holidays, people get really crazy, especially with this aspect, Mars and Pluto, where it's right before Thanksgiving. You know, people are tense anyway. Just lay low. You know, don't go over the top. But and have a wonderful month. You have an opportunity for new beginnings, and moving on to something better. Even with the Hangman, that's a card of moving on to giving something up for something better. So if something is ending in your life right now, I mean, not for everyone. So if this conflict can't be resolved and you decide you want to move on, you will be moving into something better. So don't feel like, oh, I'm losing something. You are going to be gaining something in the process. But, you know, we all have to let go of things. So, and it's hard for Cancer sometimes to let go. You want to hold on to things. Sometimes you have to let go so that you can embrace the new and the improved. You can't have it all. You have to sometimes, you know, let go of your security a little bit and take a risk. So anyway, I wish you luck and love for the month of November, and wonderful new beginnings in love, and may your dreams come true, and your career success is going to be awesome. So focus on that. Focus on the good, and you'll be fine. Okay, I'll talk to you soon, Cancer. Bye now.